We did this study for essentially two different goals. One was we wanted to understand what types of products contain some of these chemicals that we were concerned about. And the other was that we wanted to figure out if we could try to identify products that had little or no chemicals that we were concerned about. And these chemicals that we're concerned about are things that are hormone disruptors or asthma-associated chemicals. And some of those, there are overlaps. Hormone disruptors are chemicals that mimic or alter our hormone system in our body. And this can have implications for reproductive development in children, nervous system development in children, metabolism. It can also have implications for cancer. And this is where our work ties in, right, to the breast cancer research, in that some of these chemicals that we think about are associated with breast cancer because they might act like estrogen in our body. The products that we wanted to look at were products that people would be exposed to in everyday life. So we wanted to kind of get a full range and a full kind of snapshot of what people might be exposed to. And particularly, we were interested in hormone disruptors and asthma-associated chemicals. So we looked for like 66 different chemicals. We found 55 of them in these products. When we did this, that kind of indicates, right, that people are exposed to a wide range of chemicals. We're finding these in mixtures, so certain products contain multiple hormone disruptors or multiple chemicals that act as asthmagens or exacerbate asthma. And I think one of the findings that was particularly surprising might be that when we thought about vinyl products in particular, we had thought that might be associated, that they might have levels of DEHP, which is a phthalate that we're particularly concerned about because of its effect on reproduction in reproductive development in boys, as well as it's been implicated in worsening asthma symptoms. And what was kind of surprising about that is that we found it at very high levels, percentage levels, in both the vinyl shower curtain that we looked at, as well as the vinyl pillow protector. And why that's concerning is that we found this phthalate at levels about 14% by weight in the pillow protector. So the idea there is that you use a pillow protector to reduce exposure to dust mites, right? But this pillow protector that you're trying to reduce your exposure to one particular asthma trigger might actually contain another. So there's types of products that we're concerned about are these things like vinyl. Other things might be fragrance products. We found in general that fragrance products contain some of the highest levels of chemicals of concern. And often fragrances have been associated with many other types of chemicals. And the way that those things, the fragrances are labeled, all they have to say is fragrance. They don't have to say what could be potentially 100 different chemicals making up that fragrance in the product itself. And we actually found that when you see fragrance and you detect fragrance in a product, you also find another phthalate, which is diethyl phthalate, in many of those products. There was a correlation between those. So that's of concern. And then the other product type that we were concerned about are things that are antibacterial products or antimicrobial products. These are products that might contain triclosan or triclocarban. The good news is that they're actually usually well labeled as containing such. But these chemicals, triclosan, is a hormone disruptor and is used in a whole host of kind of antibacterial products, which research has shown you don't need. You don't need to wash your hands with antibacterial soap every single time. Regular old soap and water is just as effective as reducing germs in your house. One of the kind of clear findings of this research is the idea is that we're exposed to a mixture, a soup of these chemicals, and that the more products that you might use, the more exposure you might have to these chemicals. So that actually gets to a nice kind of exposure reduction strategy, is to just say, okay, I'm just going to use less products because I could then effectively reduce my exposure to these chemicals. But then avoiding kind of the big ones like vinyl and fragrance and antibacterials. Those are things that the evidence has shown, and the study shows that you can reduce your exposures by making some informed decisions about just avoiding those types of products.
Massachusetts Breast Cancer Coalition is an organization dedicated to preventing environmental causes of breast cancer through community education, research advocacy, and changes to public policy. For more information, please visit nbcc.org or silencespring.org. Thank you.